Newsshooter coverage of NAB 2024 is sponsored by Atomos, B&H Photo Video, and Atlas Lens Co.
Hi, it's Matt here for Newsshooter.com at NAB 2024. I'm with Michael at the Vaxis booth. Now, this is an upcoming, yet to be released or announced wireless system. Tell me about it.
Yes, so we're really known for the Vaxis Storm now in the States and worldwide, and then our A5 or our Atom series has been pretty popular, and so we want to kind of bridge the gap between like the people who are using the Atom and the Storm. And so this is going to be called the Thor series, and we have two different models, and we have physical transmitter receiver that's based on sort of the same idea and principle behind the new A5, which is a transceiver. And so these are transceivers with a physical clicker that you can go from a transmitter or a receiver, and so quite versatile in that way because you can now use two of these. So if you buy a pair, one of them can be a dedicated receiver. But if you are moving on to a bigger production and you don't have the budget to buy another pair, what you could do is click them both to become a transmitter, and now you have two transmitters on two cameras transmitting to tablets.
This is quite interesting because it's the first time you've had like TX and RX capabilities in standalone devices like this, because previously we've only seen them in monitor transceivers.
Yeah, it's been really popular, but not everybody needs a monitor, right? You might already have your onboard from your favorite company, and so for you to add another monitor, it's kind of overkill, but people nowadays still need that transmission on their rigs, and so we wanted to create something that is still versatile.
And you've got a monitor here as well. Speaking of monitors, so this can be the same thing, this can be a transceiver as well?
Yeah, so we wanted to make something, like I said, that was bridging the gap between sort of like that really lower tier and the very, very high tier. And so this is a 7-inch and it's 2,000 nits. A lot of the bells and whistles that you would find on our higher end monitors, you're going to find this. And so this is data viewable and it has that same transceiver quality. And so you could use it as an onboard if you don't already have a monitor. But if you pair it with the standalones, now you have a lot of versatility, right? So you could use this as an onboard monitor, transmitting to dedicated receivers, or if for whatever reason, maybe you're on a gimbal and you don't need it as a monitor, now you could use this as a director's monitor, you could use it as a client monitor, or for focus pulling, and just click it or dial it as a receiver, and then use this guy as a dedicated transmitter.
If you had this set as a receiver, can this receive two images at once or just one?
At the moment, no. Yeah.
In terms of backwards compatibility, will these work with any of your other series?
No, unfortunately it will not, because it's using a different bandwidth, and it's also, our other monitor series have featured either 2 antennas or 4 antennas, so this is kind of similar in that thought where you get dual band 2.4 and 5, but now you also have the ability to allow the system to kind of dictate what channel to be on if you're in a pinch. You don't want to scan, or you don't want to have to fuss with manual selecting.
I take it these will work with the Vaxis View app as well?
Yes.
How many iOS devices can this actually send to?
Yeah, so that was one thing that I forgot to mention earlier, is that not only can it transmit to a dedicated receiver, it can also transmit to our iOS app, right? So if you're using dedicated receivers, it will be maximum 2 physical receivers plus 2 tablets. Or if you're doing straight to tablets, you could get up to 4 tablets, and so quite versatile, and you can kind of mix and match in that way. Also, in addition to just being a transmitter, because now it features full-size SD cards, this will actually double as a recorder. It's not going to record ProRes RAW or anything like that, but for redundancy or for playback on set, it's actually quite versatile, and something that I think a lot of people will enjoy, because as a transmitter, you can now transmit to a dedicated panel, and when you roll record, it will pick up that recording flag, record on the wireless, and when the director yells cut and they want to do playback, but the cinematographer or the AC still wants to work on their next shot, do rehearsal, now you can play back here independently and not have to worry about the camera not being able to work.
Now, I know this is hasn't been officially announced yet. Any indication of pricing or availability?
Yes, so don't hold me to it, but for the monitor standalone, we're looking at maybe about like somewhere around the 1,000 price point per unit. So maybe looking at 2,000, but that's still to be decided. And then for the Thor, we're probably looking at somewhere between like 1,000 to 2,000 for a pair.
Oh, and what I forgot to ask, of course, is what's the actual range of this system?
Yeah, so now with the range, we're looking at roughly around somewhere between like 300 to 350 meters. So that translates to roughly about 1,000 to 1,500 feet.